Hi everybody, welcome to my next video. So this video is just going to be about the basic step and slide footwork. So it's really basic footwork. Okay, so this is just purely for your fundamentals and for beginners. Some more experienced people, you'll probably know this, but again, this is purely just to help beginners and to look at footwork. So whenever I do my footwork, okay, when I'm talking about my striking, my kickboxing, boxing, wherever it may be, obviously for the different styles of martial arts, the stances change slightly, but I'm just going to look at a stance that I personally prefer, that I've kind of learned during the JKD program. So I generally want to have my feet shoulder width apart. So if I'm just standing my feet shoulder width apart, I'm just going to bring one leg forward, one leg back. Okay, so I want to have my feet shoulder width apart because then I've got good base. So common mistakes the beginners make is that they have their legs like too wide, so they're almost like moving around like this. Okay, and it's hard to be agile like that. Or they have their feet like on a tightrope. So you see how my feet are basically one behind the other. Now, obviously, if I'm stood like that, I don't have any balance. So I'm just trying to have my feet shoulder width apart. And I try and be on the balls of my feet. Okay, so I personally prefer to be on the balls of both of my feet because that way I'm a little bit more agile. Some people teach you I'm flat on my front foot, on the heel, I'm on the ball of my foot, on my back leg. So just try and experiment, see what works for you. So I try and stay on the balls of both of my feet. I'm not like on my tiptoes. My heels are just like lightly, obviously slightly off the floor. And I want that feeling as if I'm hiding behind my lead shoulder and my hands are up nice and high. So this is like more of my tight guard. So you might see me more familiar with boxing. So Mike Tyson, famously used this type of guard. Okay, more kind of JKD, my hands are more forward. Okay, so I'm able to strike from a further distance, okay, and I can kind of kill off any attacks I can. So you can just play around with it, as long as my hands are high enough to protect my head. So again, a common thing, what happens when people start moving is their hands are low like this, okay, which is no good. So we call this head on a platter. So I want to try and have my hands nice and high, so it's like I'm looking through my hands. So if I go forward, I'm going to take a small step forward with my front foot, and then my back foot follows me. So again, I'm not doing a big step. Okay? I'm going to step, then my back foot follows after me. Okay? So a common thing that happens when people do footwork is they step their front foot and they slide this back foot in, which is good at kind of like a very beginner level, but you would never, if I was in a fight, some kind of competition or anything like that, I would never move like that. I would try and be a bit more active. So as I step forward my front foot, my back foot just shuffles in. So that's all I need to do, just a little shuffle. If I go backwards, I'm going to move my back leg first, then my front foot comes. So again, just shuffle that way. If I go left, I go left foot then right. If I go right, I go right foot then left. Okay? So whichever direction I'm going, that's the leg that I move first. So if I move forward, move my front foot, then I move my back foot. If I go back foot and front foot. If I go left and right. If I go right and left. Okay? And all the time I want to try and keep those hands up. So at a beginner level, you want to focus on trying to keep those feet apart and just do singles. So I'm just going to go one forward, one back, one left, one right. Yeah? One forward, one back, one left, one right. Okay? I'm trying to maintain that guard. So, 3 tips, okay, 3 things to look out for. Because a lot of the time when people move, they bring their feet together, okay? So that's a common mistake that happens. People end up bringing their feet together. So obviously I haven't got balance, I haven't got good structure here, and I could lose my balance quite easily. So I want to try and keep my feet that same distance apart, my feet shoulder width apart, okay? Another thing that happens is when people go sideways is they cross their feet over. This is just me by not moving the correct foot first. So remember, if I go to my left, this is my left, I move my left foot then right foot. If I move my right foot first, that's when I get that cross feet. The third common mistake that happens when people move sideways, they end up with their feet on the same line like this, okay? So this is a good strategy to use, like maybe if I'm in a boxing ring or karate area, maybe I've got my back against the ropes or the area of the mat, and I might want to just bring my feet together to quickly try and escape and circle out. Okay, but when you do that, you're aware of what you're doing. So a thing is what happens with beginners, they're not aware that they're doing this. And obviously if I'm stood this way, I'm a much bigger target for my opponent. So I want to try and keep side on, so it's like I'm hiding behind the shoulder, okay, as much as I can. Watching my feet aren't coming together, I'm not crossing my feet, I'm not bringing my feet on that same line. So I'm just going to go forward, back, left, right, go from this way, forward, back, left, right. And as you get comfortable with that and you're double checking that you're not doing those swings, maybe you can double it up. So maybe we go 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps left, 2 steps right, and so on. Then maybe you can do triples. Yeah, so I go 3 steps forward, 3 steps back, 3 steps left, 3 steps right. Okay, and that's just my basic footwork. But those are the 3 common mistakes you want to try and look out for, guys. Hope that helps.